Hi guys, so after my original video about why I quit the paleo diet, I received a lot of emails and comments trying to understand or guess why paleo diet was such a failure for me and my body. So now that it's been more than 2 years and I've almost completely recovered from the horror of the paleo diet, I have a huge insight into what exactly went wrong, and that's why I really wanted to make this video to help those of you who also tried the paleo diet and ran into problems, or those who are trying it out right now or about to try it out, because I believe that if you know what potential issues you could run into, then you can be prepared in advance, and if something goes wrong, you'll know how to prevent it or how to repair it. So that's why I think this video is important. And also a disclaimer, I'm not bashing those who are following the paleo diet and it's working for them, because the truth is every single person thrives on a different diet. We're all individuals, so I'm not here to criticize your diet or your choices, so please be polite and respect my choices and my experiences as well. Reason number one is that I wasn't aware, but I was actually mildly hypothyroid for most of my life, but I wasn't aware because I felt reasonably well. But going on the paleo diet, which is reasonably low carb, and please don't tell me that you don't have to be low carb with paleo diet, because honestly, even 100 to 150 grams of carbs is still low carb and it's still not enough to nourish the thyroid. And honestly, if you want to get more carbs than that, it's quite impossible without overdosing on fructose. Low carbs unfortunately slow down thyroid, and that's exactly what happened to me. So that's why I started going through all the hypothyroidism symptoms like depression and weird skin, dry skin, really dry hair, splitting ends on my hair, really bad tooth decay and gum recession, all kinds of digestion issues. I'm not going to go into detail in this video, but if you want to know more about what went wrong and all of the symptoms that I experienced on the diet, then watch my original video about why I quit the paleo diet. And only during my recovery after the paleo diet did I find out that I actually had hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's. Reason number two is that low carbs also tax adrenals. So again, I've always had really weak adrenals, just like all of the women on my mom's side in the family. So it's something that unfortunately is in my genetics. But again, low carbs just totally sent my adrenals into a horrible place, and my aggression and my anxiety went through the roof. The diet basically caused me low cortisol, or in other words, adrenal fatigue, which made it difficult for me to fall asleep and especially stay asleep. And also that doesn't help the thyroid either. And I started getting these weird random adrenaline releases, like literally out of the blue. My reason number three is that the paleo diet is naturally low in magnesium, and that's because most of the sources of magnesium, like the high sources of magnesium, unfortunately I think that the paleo diet excludes, like grains and also legumes. So I got hardly any magnesium in my diet. And the thing is that being a hypothyroid person and also somebody with adrenal issues, I was already naturally low in magnesium, but this diet magnified my issues big time. And also a high fat, a higher protein diet also naturally uses up more of the magnesium. Lack of magnesium basically partly caused my anxiety and also massive tooth decay and huge build-up on my teeth. My reason number four is not exactly directly related to the diet itself, but more to the paleo lifestyle. And of course, once you start following the gurus of a certain diet, very often you start following the lifestyle as well. So I think a lot of people who try to follow the paleo diet start looking into the lifestyle too. So paleo diet is very much about exercising a lot. So of course I got into training a lot too, and very quickly after a few months I started getting more and more tired. And that's basically something called overtraining syndrome. It's something that athletes generally get, but for somebody with adrenal issues and hypothyroidism issues, it's very easy to overtrain, and that's exactly what happened to me. Again, as I said, I can't blame the paleo diet 100% for it, but in a way I do, because I never trained like this before until I got into Mark's Daily Apple and all of the other blogs and books that are all about exercising and behaving like primal people and being really fit and doing CrossFit and things like that. Unfortunately, when you exercise too much, and it's very easy to exercise too much because the line is very blurry, your body releases more cortisol, and as it releases more and more cortisol, sooner or later is going to get exhausted, and that's exactly what happened to me. My reason number 5 is that the paleo diet is a nightmare for somebody with fructose malabsorption issues or FODMAP malabsorption issues, and that's exactly me. And unfortunately in Western Europe 30 to 50% of people have fructose malabsorption issues, so that's a huge number of people. So if you want to eat a moderate amount of carbs in the paleo diet, it's impossible to do it without eating loads of fruit or pumpkin, squash or sweet potatoes, but they're all really high in fructose. And that's why my digestion went totally crazy, because I really don't do well with fructose. And when I was trying the paleo diet a few years ago, it was completely different from now. In those days, rice, potatoes were a total no-no. Nowadays, the paleo diet leaders are going more and more lax, and now they allow things like rice and potatoes and even legumes. The diet that they're promoting now is really nothing else but a real foods, whole foods diet. It can't be called paleo at all, it's just ridiculous. But anyway, that's another topic. And my last reason, number 6, is that the paleo diet is completely against my heritage. And I don't know how about you, but I'm a huge believer in following the way my ancestors ate, because my ancestors have always been very healthy and they lived very long. So I don't see any reason why I should change the way they were eating. And their diet was very high in properly prepared grains, it was high in legumes, and honestly, they were perfectly healthy, and they hardly ate any fruit because it was very cold where I'm from and they just didn't have any fruit. So fructose is naturally not something that my body is supposed to eat in big amounts anyway. In my opinion, we shouldn't try to invent a bicycle because it's already been invented. Our ancestors been healthy for hundreds of years, even thousands of years. So let's just look back and see how they ate, and we won't need to follow any gurus and damage our health on the way. So this is all I want to talk about in this video. I hope that it gave you a bit more insight, and I hope that it will help you if you are yourself on the paleo diet or going through any kind of issues with the diet. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.